So I was sitting here doing my daily work, as you will, and I got a ring on my doorbell, and a brand new release came in that I thought wasn't going to be here until tomorrow. So I decided I was going to wait until my lunch. I sprayed it on, and now we're going to be doing my first impression for the first hour, because I have already worn it now for about an hour, of the brand new Hugo Boss Triumph Elixir. So without further ado, let's get it. What's good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka Fragrance Dude, back with another first impression of a brand new release here in 2024, and one to follow up one of the better releases of last year, Hugo Boss Bottled Elixir. This one came out, and it's not for everybody. It is an incensey bomb. It is rich, it is warm, a little bit darker, pretty much everything in it, the spices, the warmth, the patchouli, all of that. And again, the incense and the sweetness, they all come, and they're a masculine, sweet, semi-sweet, just rich bomb that is very heavy projecting. I mean, it's an elixir, and it lives up to that. It's one of the better Boss bottles out there, if not probably like top 2 or 3 in my opinion. But it definitely changed the Boss bottled line for a lot of people. But anyway, now they came out with this one. Before we get into it, make sure that if you're not already, that you hit subscribe. Also, throw me a like. It helps out the algorithm, puts more people on my channel. And then also comment below and let me know if you're interested in this, if you like the original one, if you're interested in the Triumph Elixir because you've heard things about it, all that good stuff. And we're just going to get into it. Again, we're doing my first impression. I have sprayed it on about an hour ago of Boss Bottled's Triumph Elixir. So a little bit of the presentation. This is the box. Kind of in the picture online, it looked like the box and the bottle were blue. But the box is actually black. It's Triumph Elixir, and it is a parfum. The notes are on the back. It's vetiver essence, patchouli essence, and labdanum absolute. And then we have the bottle here. This is the regular elixir, and then this is the Triumph Elixir. If you hold it into the light, you can semi-see through both of them. The Boss Bottled Elixir is like a golden brown, while this one is kind of like a bluish green, but when you go like this, it looks the same. I'm telling you, it doesn't look see-through really in real life. It kind of looks like a almost bluish, like a bluish black. But it's the same Boss bottle, so I don't need to show the atomizer or anything. And again, I will spray this on my right hand to get a feel of the opening. And I have the dry down on my left hand. Again, this is about an hour in. So the opening and the dry down are significantly different. And I gotta say that this is actually very nice. This fragrance is really good. When you first spray it on, it's gonna be the most mass appealing part of it all. Has a little bit of freshness. This is not a fresh fragrance whatsoever. If anything, I would say it's more of a fall and winter season fragrance, so this is technically coming out at the wrong time. Same with Boss Bottled Elixir. With that said, the opening does have a little bit of freshness, and it opens up, and it's a little bit green as well, which I've heard that it was supposed to be more of a greener take on it. But when you first spray it on, I'm not sure what the green is. There's a little bit of spicy tones, and then you can tell that the Boss Bottled Elixir DNA is under there. There is a little bit of that labdanum that provides this kind of like warm and rich incensey vibe. The incense is nowhere near as heavy as what you get in the original Boss Bottled. It's almost non-existent in this one. Then you get a little bit of that sweet tones, a little bit of a darker tone, but then you get a little bit of freshness up top, which again, could be a little bit of like a citrus and then green cardamom or something that's coming through, providing a little bit of warmth, but some freshness as well. But yeah, it's very nice. It has definitely a mass appealing edge to it. Almost a little bit earthy, but overall, you can tell that they're doing a nice blend. This is a lot better than the older Boss bottles, which again, when it comes to the Boss bottle line, a lot of people over time have kind of just crapped on that line. I still love the original Boss bottled. Boss Bottled Night is nice. Boss Bottled Infinite is nice. Boss Bottled Unlimited, that one is a really nice one for the spring and summer. Then they had Boss Bottled EDP Intense, which was one of the best fragrances of all time. Discontinued though. So then we had the Parfum, which I wasn't a big fan of. Then Elixir came out, really good. And now we have this. So again, opening, slightly green, slightly fresh. And when I say slightly, it's not like fully fresh. It's definitely a warmer fragrance. It has a little bit of a richer tone, slight green tones that start to dissipate as you get about 15 to 20 minutes into the fragrance. As you get about 15 to 20 minutes into the fragrance, that's where this one starts to trickle into a different style of fragrance. That is where this patchouli oil starts to come through, that patchouli essence that they say in the note breakdown. It starts to come forward. And as you guys know, patchouli can come through a bunch of different freaking ways. A lot of times it comes through earthy. A lot of times it's just kind of like a background player in a lot of fragrances. In this one, it kind of comes through almost like a cacao pod. Like, you know how sometimes it can come through like a sweet patchouli? Well, that's what it comes through in this one. And that's the heaviest tone in this entire fragrance, at least at 20 minutes all the way through an hour. You have a nice sweetness, but the sweetness is not something that you would find in a bubblegum sweet fragrance or a super like heavy, rich, sweet, fruity fragrance or something like that. It's definitely a toned down sweetness. It's like just kind of like a mild sweetness that you would get from like a cacao pod or something like that, mixed together with a slight bit of green tones that dissipate out of, again, about 20 to 30 minutes, and then a slight bit of woods. The vetiver, if it is in there, is providing just a dry smokiness underneath it, but it's nothing too like noticeable. Really, again, this is a patchouli-based fragrance, and a lot of times when you say patchouli-based, there's other things on top of it. This one kind of is a patchouli-based fragrance that the patchouli is rolling the fragrance. So if you don't like patchouli, you might not love this fragrance. If you like the original Boss bottled Elixir, I think you will. Unless you're one of those people that liked it because of the way it pushed out. Because Boss Bottle Triumph Elixir, at least at 1 hour, for the first like 30 minutes, it pushes out above average. Seems like it's going to be a pretty heavy fragrance, pretty strong. As it gets to about 45 minutes to an hour, it starts to get closer to the skin. As this is a parfum, this isn't going to be a straight up banger pushing across the room. And they even did advertise it as like half as potent as the original Elixir. So this one is going to be a more kind of moderate to slightly intimate scent, it seems, as it's going to get further into the fragrance, but it's going to last probably a long time. But yeah, warm, rich, slightly spicy, slightly woody, a little bit of a dryness under there, but it's like rich, warm, a little bit creamy, and then has this patchouli oil that provides a little bit of this almost cacao-like sweetness. And when I say cacao, it has like a chocolatey sweetness, but it's not quite there. And I actually, since I just got back from Amber Cove, Dominican Republic, and I got fresh cacao pods, I actually, the fresh cacao, and it was ground out, and I could actually tell the difference. When you actually smell cacao, cacao actually smells like a very blandly sweet chocolate. So if you took all the sugary sweetness and all of that out of the actual chocolate, that's kind of what you're left with the cacao. It's a little bit drier, has a little bit of a powdery tone in it, but I wouldn't say this is a powdery fragrance. I think it's a very simplistic dry down that is warm, rich, again, that chocolatey patchouli oil, and it's nice. I think that this fragrance is a really nice follow-up to the original Elixir. The way that I can look at this is it smells like if you replaced that incense from the Elixir with this chocolatey patchouli oil and toned down the performance and added a little bit of a fresh green tone up top. That is what this is. It's a little bit more wearable. It's one that I can see myself wearing like date nights, like 2 to 3 times a week, instead of with the Elixir, where I think you can wear that maybe once or twice every few months. Like, I don't think that's something that you can wear all the time. But this one, it seems a little bit more wearable. And I got my wife's opinion, and guess what? She likes it. And she didn't really enjoy the Elixir that much. Well, she likes this one. She said, it kind of has that Boss Bottle DNA. And I was like, yeah, not really, but I understand what you're saying. It has sweetness. So again, a subtly sweet, more rich, warm, spicy, a little bit incensey. It's a really nice fragrance. If you're looking for something that is a little bit more different than other designers out there, slightly sweet, slightly woody, then you're going to want to try this out. I would definitely not blind buy it. I would definitely try it before you buy it. But that is Boss Bottle Triumph Elixir. I will be back in about a week or two with my full review of it. But as of right now, I think it's a great addition to the line. But I think it's going to be, at the end of the day, it's probably going to be like a 75% of people like or love it. 25% of people probably not going to like it. And I already know, I've talked to a few people that love it, and I've talked to just a couple people that aren't thrilled with it. No one said they hated it yet, but we'll see. So this Boss Bottle Triumph Elixir, great addition to the line. I'm definitely going to be wearing it today. I'm actually going to spray it. And you can overspray it because, again, not too heavy. So Boss Bottle Triumph Elixir. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much.